Hello everyone and welcome back to another YouTube video. I hope you're good, I hope you're well. Honestly guys, can I just say, I know I always start the videos like this, but I cannot comprehend that we're on 498. 498, what a blessing. Thank you so much. If you have subscribed, it means the world. If you haven't, you know what to do. First things first, you girls straightened, well, semi-straightened her hair. I'm actually shocked at how long it is. Like, can you, I can't. I feel like Rapunzel. So I thought this week has been a long overdue little video. I have not filmed an updated everyday makeup routine in a hot sec. Like, I'm going to take this shirt off because it's not really achieving much. It's been a hot sec since I've done one of these and I thought it was time. Let's do this. It's an updated everyday makeup routine. Super easy. I'm going to show you the products I've been loving to get that healthy everyday kind of skin. There you go. I'm gonna get my clips because I'm a professional. We be a professional now. Right, the first thing I'm gonna start with, I'm just gonna tell you now, you all need some SPF in your life. If you're not using SPF, honestly guys, I'm not gonna tell you again. This one is the Roche Posay 50+ Skin Fluid and it's tinted. It's the tinted one. It's changed the game for me because I find that a lot of SPFs leave the white residue and that's obviously what you want to avoid. But this one, because it's tinted, actually doesn't do that. And honestly, I use this every day. You can get it on Look Fantastic using my discount code if you want to use it. No pressure, but yeah. It's on the screen now. You gotta promote yourself when you can. Honestly, I'm gonna go so red right now, but this is amazing. It's super light. You can't even see that it's tinted, but it just takes away that white sheer kind of reflective thing that you get on your face with an SPF. I'm just not here for that. We're going to start with our brows. Obviously I'm going to be using the Refy Beauty brow. I spoke about this last week in the Refy Beauty review and it is honestly amazing. She's changed the game for me. She's absolutely changed the game. I always start with eyebrows because I think it's the easiest thing to start with, and as well, like I said last week, this does leave kind of like a residue on around your skin, so if you start with it then you can clean it up, whereas if you add it on after you've done all your base makeup, you're in a bit of a pickle. Then I take my ring finger and then like press and kind of lock that and remove any excess. If you missed that video, I'm going to link it on the screen now because it's actually really good, if I do say so myself. It's actually really great. I've still absolutely been loving the Code 8 Arch Realist Brow Pencil. I just think it's so good and so easy to use. I haven't used anything else since I got them, and these are literally just to fill in those really sparse bits. Obviously the good thing about that brow gel is that it locks your eyebrows upwards and locks them into place, so they naturally look thicker and fuller, so you don't actually need to add much. But if you don't have much of an eyebrow, then I definitely recommend this pencil. You can get it off the Code 8 website. I'm not sure if you can get it anywhere else. Just so you know as well, this is gifted to me, but all of my products that are gifted I don't have to use. I actually just really like this, so I do use it. So now I've done that, I'm actually just going to be taking this LMS Superfood Glow Priming Moisturizer. I actually got sent this and it was in the beauty box by Look Fantastic, which they're doing now every month I believe, and it's honestly so good. I do switch between this one and then the e.l.f. Mint Melt Primer, which I've been loving, and I've also shared that before. But for every day I don't really find any much of a primer, so I don't tend to use it. I use it more for like going out when I want my makeup to last and to be locked into place. Now moving on, I'm going to start by concealing. This is something that I do. I just go in on my my blemishes and take a full coverage concealer. This one is the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer. By doing this, you're just adding a little bit of coverage before adding all those lighter products. I don't tend to use full coverage products in my day-to-day. I literally just go light. So yeah, this is a good way of adding coverage without adding anything too heavy. It doesn't have to be perfect because obviously you're going to apply more products on top of this. And now, obviously moving on, it's a product that I'm obsessed with and I literally use this every day, and this is the only product I use, which is the Hollywood Flawless Filter. Honestly guys, if you haven't tried this yet, you need it. It's a perfect everyday. I think I get a lot of questions about BB cream skin tints, and this is honestly all I use. It's just a super healthy finish and honestly I love it. Like, look at that glow that it's given me already. So natural, so beautiful. Yes, it's expensive, but I've had this one for such a long time. It really lasts. I just love it. I just absolutely love it. And if you do want some more coverage but you still want to go along the skin tint line, a product I recommend is the Fenty skin tint, and this is beautiful. It's called Eavesdrop Skin Tint. I love it. It's a little bit more coverage than this one, but still super natural because obviously skin tints are natural. Then I'm going to take my Morphe Dimension Effect contour, and this is in the shade Effect 12. I don't know if you've saw my TikTok, but it's actually the dupe for the Fenty matchsticks. Apparently they're discontinuing it, which I'm not so happy about. Morphe, if you are, you can take a seat on the naughty chair and stay there for the remainder of the year. Now I'm going to take some blush and lighten this up a little bit. I absolutely love mixing my blush in with my contour. It just makes it so natural, so light and so dewy. And this is the Dewy Blush Glossy Cheek Skin Tint. This is probably one of my favourite blushes, and it's by Ciate London in the shade Papaya. It looks so dramatic when you put it on, but it blends out so beautifully. You'll just see the effect that this has, because this blush is so dewy, adds more gloss, adds more brightness to your face, and just makes you look super healthy. Then I'm going to blush up a little bit more and take the Refy Beauty, and this is in the shade Rose, and this is the blush, and I spoke about this last week, but I'm absolutely obsessed. It's just gorgeous, and I work that up. So my camera just cut off then, I'm really sorry, and I didn't even realise I was just away with the fairies doing my freckles, and I didn't even realise. So anyway, I've literally just added a few faux freckles. Usually I have freckles on my nose anyway, but obviously makeup gets rid of them, so I literally just add it on top of where I usually do. But if you don't have freckles, then you can just add freckles at this point. This is the Lottie London freckle tint, and it's so good. Now for under eyes, I'm just going to conceal a little bit. I'm going to take my Code 8 Seamless Cover Concealer. I keep going back to this concealer because I absolutely love it. Such good coverage, but it's still super light for the under eyes as well, because we all know I do not like an under eye that's heavy, so I just like it to keep it super healthy, super natural. Another little trick that I like to do as well is add a little bit of that Flawless filter underneath my eyes, just where I put the inner concealer, just to kind of give a little bit more brightness in the inner corners. Another trick that I've been absolutely loving at the moment before I put my powder on is using a setting spray while everything's still wet to kind of give that really glossy, glowy finish, and then we'll lock it into place with the powder. And that is I'm using the La Cura, which is the Aldi makeup setting spray. My mum got me this, and it's actually so good. Now moving on to the eyelids. Now I don't do much for my eyes every day, I really don't. I just keep it really simple, really light, really dewy. And you can hear the bin men outside. Thank you for blessing us with your presents. You were supposed to be here this morning. You were late. That's what I've got to say to you, Nottingham City Council. Now, I am going to take, for my eyelids, I'm going to take some bronzer. Just, it's a super easy thing to do if you're just looking for a little bit of colour on your eyelids. I'm going to be taking the City Bronzer by Maybelline. Now, my only thing is obviously Maybelline does test on animals. I'm going to start talking about this more because I'm trying to be more conscious and more aware. I am trying to get away from brands that test on animals. Obviously I've already got it, it's here, she's in my life, I'm going to use it, but I'm absolutely trying my best. So I'm learning, we're all learning. So I'm going to take that, make sure I've got no creases, just dust that across my eyelid. I don't take much. I used to take a lot more, but like literally just want to add a bit of depth. The product that I've been absolutely loving is the Barry M Kohl Brown Pencil. So good, guys. Honestly, I love it. So I just start by, from my outer corner, going upwards, because if you go across, that's just going to droop your eye. You want to lift your eye. So you literally just draw, I hope you can see this, a line upwards like that, and it's so easy because it's kohl, it's so soft, like it's just so easy to work with. And then once you've done that, you go kind of halfway across your lash and start to draw a line. It's hard to see at the minute with my lash lamination because they're so curled. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to smudge it a little bit, but it's so easy. So I'm just going to take a really small angled brush, and this is by Makeup Revolution, I think. Yeah, it is. And just kind of blend it out a little bit so you've got that smoky line. So simple and so easy to do. Such a good trick as well, if you mess up your liner, always use a cotton wool bud because it can just clean it and give a really sharp effect without the stress. I take a little bit of that bronzer on a smaller brush and just pop that underneath as well, just to kind of give a bit more depth, but doesn't need much. Another thing that I've been loving doing is using a nude eyeliner, and this is the same one as well. It's by Barry M. It's the kohl liner, but it's in the shade Nude. And honestly, this is disgusting, but I literally just take that. If you don't like eyes, look away, in my waterline. I'm going to powder a little bit now. I'm just going to take my Collection pressed powder. This is literally so cheap, guys. This is in the shade Ivory, and I think it's like £1 something. And I just press in around my eyes and around the areas that I feel like I need powder, but it doesn't, obviously depends on you, depends on what works for you and where you get greasy. A little tip when you're applying powder is always press it in rather than wipe, and it's the same with bronzer, same with any kind of powder, is that's the problem, you end up taking product off. I just love this product. Add a little bit of mascara. It's really tricky to add mascara at the moment because my eyelashes are so curly, so I'm not going to put much on. Once again, told you Maybelline, but I'm going to just use this Lash Sensational waterproof. It's not usually my everyday. My everyday is Lash Surge by Collection, but at the moment it's a little bit too thick for my eyelashes because they're so curled over. So I'm just using a little bit of this, and it's really dry and like on the way out, but it's just add a little bit of black to my lashes. Right, I'm going to take a little bit of the Refy Beauty highlighter. This is the gloss highlighter. I just pop that on my hands and just gently apply that along my nose. It's beautiful. And along my cheekbones. Now, I don't really set my bronzer too much. I probably did that. I did that the wrong way around. I usually do my bronzer before my highlighter, but I just take a fluffy brush and just kind of press that so it kind of sets. One thing I need to do though is add blush, and I'm going to take the Kodak Pink Sands blush, and it's beautiful. It's stunning, like it is so gorgeous. So I just swirl it around the three colours and then just take off the excess and just pop that on the high points. And because it's like a bit like a highlighter, it's going to work with that other highlighter I've just put on really well. Last but not least, I'm just going to do my lips. I usually use the shade Honeymoon by Morphe. It's my favourite ever shade lip liner, but somehow your girl lost it on a night out. One of the first night outs I've gone on, and I've lost my favourite lip liner. Probably never going out again. So I'm going to take the Vive Brat liner. It's like a pinky nude. It's beautiful. I just love Morphe. Like, I'm just in love with Morphe. So I'm just going to gently take that all across the edges of my lips. Then I'm going to take my Morphe favourite ever gloss. This is in the shade Frose, and it is clear. It's beautiful. That is going to go ahead and conclude the video. I hope you like it. I just love this kind of look. This is like my go-to. It's so easy. Obviously I did it longer and broke down the steps for you, but this is something you can do so quickly, especially if you're in a rush. Honestly, guys, if you're in a rush and you want to put something on your skin, to make yourself look healthy. I can't tell you more. I love Charlotte Tilbury. It's honestly amazing. So thank you so much for watching. As always, I'll link all the products down below. Remember to subscribe, remember to like the video, join my family, it will mean the world to me. I love you all so much, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Remember, every Wednesday, your girl over here, she supplies. I love you all so much, and see you next week.